Two of the biggest spectacles in America. One is the ultimate battle of athleticism, the other, the peak of cinematic excellence. But which one truly reigns supreme? Let's break it all down. The Super Bowl isn't just a game. It's an all-American cultural event. From historic halftime performances to the multi-million-dollar commercials, it commands the nation's attention. But the Oscars? That's Hollywood's biggest night, an evening of cinematic celebration that has crowned some of the most legendary figures in entertainment. But while both events claim to represent the pinnacle of their industries, they've also had their fair share of struggles. And that's where the controversy begins. Controversy fuels engagement, and both the Super Bowl and the Oscars have had their fair share of drama. The Super Bowl has faced backlash over racial injustice protests, political statements, and even controversial halftime performances that shook audiences worldwide. Meanwhile, the Oscars have battled issues of diversity, inclusivity, and sometimes pure chaos. The Knock Oscars So White movement exposed systemic biases in the industry, and who could forget Will Smith's shocking moment at the 2022 ceremony? Critics argue that both events have become too political, alienating audiences who just want entertainment. Some say the Super Bowl should stay focused on sports, while others believe the Oscars have lost touch with the average viewer by turning into a stage for elite activism rather than celebrating cinema. Let's talk money. The Super Bowl is a financial juggernaut. With ad slots selling for upwards of $7 million for 30 seconds, brands scramble to get a piece of the action. And the players? They're banking millions in endorsements. But Hollywood isn't falling behind. Winning an Oscar can skyrocket an actor's career, and studios spend millions campaigning for that golden trophy. While the event itself doesn't generate the same direct revenue as the Super Bowl, its long-term impact on careers and industry economics is undeniable. Some argue that the Oscars feel out of touch, pouring millions into an industry that only benefits a small group of elites, while the Super Bowl generates direct economic impact for entire cities, local businesses, and even charities. But here's the thing. While the Oscars used to be a dominant force, its ratings have been plummeting. The Super Bowl? Still as strong as ever. In 2023, the Super Bowl pulled in over 113 million viewers, while the Oscars barely reached 18 million. Why the shift? People's attention spans are changing. Sports remain unpredictable, thrilling, and live, whereas the Oscars? Some argue it has lost its charm, becoming overly political and out of touch with audiences. But is this really fair? Fans of cinema argue that the Oscars celebrate artistry, storytelling, and culture in a way that a football game simply can't. But for many, it's hard to ignore the fact that one event is growing while the other is shrinking. So which event truly dominates? It depends on what you value. The Super Bowl is unmatched in raw entertainment and mass appeal. The Oscars? A symbol of artistic prestige, despite its struggles. Some believe the Oscars are too focused on making statements rather than honoring films. Others argue the Super Bowl has become too corporate, prioritizing ad revenue over the actual game. But now, we ask you, do the Oscars still matter? Or is the Super Bowl the only true American event left standing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest events shaping our world.